Now let's continue our assessment of the never-ending drama in Nigerian politics. Actually, did I say drama? Well, perhaps I shouldn't, because let's face it, there's nothing extraordinary about politicians jumping ship in this country. They simply follow a long tradition of political defections, don't they? All justifiable, of course, in their own minds. Let's take the famous nightclub proprietor and member of the House of Representatives, Shina Peller, who used to be an ardent member of the ruling APC and won his National Assembly seat on its platform, but who now traces his political activities to the relatively unknown Accord Party, arguing that his constituents were not being properly represented by his old APC party. So is political life now more wholesome and salutary on the platform of the Accord Party? Well, to assess his political journey so far, I'm joined now in the studio by Shina Peller, who is a member of the House of Representatives. Thank you for coming in. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Charles.
Very good to see you.
Same here.
So you left the APC, on whose platform you won a seat in the House of Representatives, and now you're running for Senate on the platform of the Accord Party. Is that the central reason why you left the APC, or are there other reasons?
Yeah, definitely the central reason why I left APC was definitely to pursue my political aspiration, which is representing my people. From where I come from, we have a 10 local government area that has been marginalized for, God knows when. And we have a senatorial district shares from within 2 zones. That's Okeogun and Ogbomosho. Ogbomosho has 3 local governments, and the Okeogun zone has, 10 local government. So already we have a sitting senator who has completed a 2nd term and is asking for a 3rd term, when even myself, I could not even go for a 2nd term in my House of Rep because I needed to give the other local government the opportunity to have their turn. So at that time, the people decided that then we need to pursue, our aspiration on a different party.
Right.
And this is what I see. I see it as a blessing in disguise, because even the country is at a stage now where young people must begin to develop, this hope that they can take charge. So when you believe in yourself that, something can happen, and they say, so, you have just some few bad elements within the party in the state are believing that, no, it's not going to happen. Even for this generation, I want to prove to them that if you believe in yourself, then you should be able, to pursue. The primaries was was vague, because there was no primaries according, as far as we are concerned, because we're meant to have a primaries on a particular day, and that day,
that's the primaries in the APC.
Yeah, in APC,
right.
The APC, the senator wasn't there. All stakeholders were there: the police, the NSCDC, the media, INEC, and everything. But we didn't see, the party chieftains that meant to conduct the primaries and the senator. So at the end of the day, 4 aspirants were already at the field. The only person that was missing was the senator then. So when they did this, they now illegally moved the venue of the primaries to another location, which is contrary to the new Electoral Act. It says that you must inform INEC and all stakeholders 2 weeks before you shift venue. But for me as a person, I could have said, yeah, let's go to court. But I am the voice of the common man at the Federal House of Representatives. Does the common man has the money to go to the court? So I had to, set an example, to my generation, that when God says yes and any bad people say no, and you believe in yourself that it has to happen,
right,
then you have to just pursue it.
So can we say that you're pretty disillusioned with the APC, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because as it is now, I believe that Nigeria has gotten to a stage now where we must put aside sentiments of politics, religion, and ethnicity if we really want to move forward.
So in that context, do you think they deserve to win the 2023 presidential election?
That is for the people to decide. It is
Yeah,
not,
but what is your own?
It is not. It is
what
not
is your
for
own
me.
feeling
No, for me,
about
yeah,
that?
my field is. I believe that the presidential election is not the most important to Nigeria. What is most important to Nigeria now is to develop a system that works for everybody. And you will agree with me that one man can never be a system. A system is a combination of people working together, I may not say for a common goal. And that is what we should be building now as a generation, especially the young people in Nigeria. Let's take NANS, for example, National Association of Nigerian Students. University has been shut down for 1 year. They have a population of 40 million. The last election was won by 15 million. Every student has a parent. Every student has a lecturer. Every student has a relationship with their non-academic staff. Every student has a relationship with the host community of the school. So they have the capacity to reach out to people. So this is a time to set out the right criteria for identifying people and build a team. It's like you are climbing a tree when you're developing a new generation of leaders in Nigeria. That is what Nigeria needs in 2023. You need a system that works. And a system is a combination of people. So if you want to build that, you build from bottom. The presidency should be the last thing. In my head, I've not decided who I believe that will be the next president of Nigeria. I believe it will happen by maybe 1st of January 2023.
Well, the
that is when
party has a presidential candidate.
Accord Party has a fantastic presidential candidate.
But you're not quite sure you're going to support him.
No. It's not that I'm not quite sure I'm going to support him. I'm only telling you that we have gotten to a stage in this country now that if we want progress for Nigeria, we must understand that one political party cannot have
I understand that,
the
but the
best
reason
of
I'm
the best
asking
everybody.
you that.
But the Accord Party presidential candidate is a young guy, a 38-year-old person. Yes, definitely. He has what it takes. He's youthful, and he has recorded huge achievements in the educational sector. You know, he has developed, and educational sector happens to be one of the sectors that has been affected most in Nigeria. If you look at the Charter of Demands for Nigeria now, what are the problems that is affecting us as a country? First, insecurity. So whoever that we want to support now must be able to let us know that we have what it takes. It is not just because I'll say, because somebody is in my party. I had to sit down. Like yesterday, I had a meeting with my presidential candidate, and I was amazed. You know, I want to know who I'm, supporting. I've been working for the past 2 years developing different strategies and structures. We have the Lead Generation Initiative, an organization that is committed to build a new generation of leaders in Nigeria. I've been traveling from one state to another. We've trained over 1,700 people on basic understanding of what politics should be. We developed their interest in nation building.
But you're talking about having met your presidential candidate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I met him. So for meeting him, I'm convinced that he has what it takes.
So you're going to support him as the presidential candidate?
Definitely, because I belong to the party. But I'm only telling you now that as a generation, we must first of all understand that the young generation in Nigeria has the capacity to change the narrative of what is going to happen in 2023.
That's a very important point that you're making.
And if this want to happen, in Accord Party, I can tell you today, Accord Party is a party that is repositioning the youth of this country for a greater tomorrow.
Right.
In my state, I am the oldest. I'm the oldest senatorial candidate. I'm 46 years old. Kola Daisy, the governorship, but
that means you've got a party that some would argue
is a 44-year-old person.
But that means, as some would argue, that you have a party with people who have no political experience.
They have political experience, because I can tell you, because they have experience in the private sector. Our governorship candidate is a 52 years old man, the former deputy governor of Central Bank of Nigeria. So these are people that I believe that they know, they have what it takes, and they are in a political party that understands what the people want.
Well, you talked about, you're well known, as you mentioned, for trying to bring many more young people into the political space in Nigeria. How is that going? What can you point to that you've been doing lately with that?
If you check the Lead Generation Initiative, Lead Generation Initiative is an organization that is non-governmental, non-political, and it focuses on developing a new generation of leaders in Nigeria by making sure that young people take active responsibility of building their immediate environment.
And are you
as a
doing
young
that
person, before you think,
right.
as a young person, before you think about the next president of Nigeria, do you know who your next House of Rep member is? Do you know who your state assembly member is? Do you know who your senatorial candidate is? You don't know. And you just want to, we don't climb tree from the top. So our late generation, this is what we train. Political mobilization, political organizing. We let people know that this is the time to divert the interests of young Nigerians into nation building. Let them understand that leadership is not just focused at politics or at governance. Leadership exists in every sphere of life. You should be the kind of leader that you want. And it's a train-the-trainer model where we have trained over 1,700 people.
And you're doing that across Nigeria across its many ethnicities.
Across Nigeria, across many ethnicity, religion, and even political parties. And even with We Together is another organization. I'm a national coordinator for We Together, an organization that is committed to build a system that works for everybody, not just for a political class. So I'm telling you that you are a Christian, I'm a Muslim, but we are together. I'm telling you that you belong to, I don't know your party, I belong to a Accord party, but we are Nigerians. Let's work together.
Well, I don't belong to any party.
I'm only saying
so
that.
Let's be clear on that.
So I'm only saying, like, to anyone. So you're only telling people that because you belong to a political party or because you are Hausa or Yoruba or Igbo does not mean that we cannot work together. We should collectively work together, converting our numbers to a strategy that we can use to correct the anomalies that we have in our leadership system.
And obviously giving young people this pan-Nigerian identity is going to involve a lot of political change, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Because like at We Together is just an organization of like-minded people coming together and setting out the right criteria and not just jumping behind any candidate because you have money or because you are popular. We want to say, are you competent? Do you have the capacity? What have you done for yourself? What are your track records? Then by so doing, we can be able to begin to identify like-minded people that you can house together on the same platform, and we can advise all our members. Lead Generation has a membership plan of at least nothing less than about 1.7 million people in Nigeria. And so as We Together too has, and it has it spread across all the 36 states of the Federation. So whether we like it or not, this belongs to the young people. And the young people must begin to see now that whether we like it or not, if we want Nigeria to move forward, then young people must take responsibility. We cannot put our eggs in one basket. This is not the time that Nigeria needs to shop for a messiah. This is the time that Nigeria must shop for a system that works for everybody.
In that context, what do you excuse me, what do you see at the moment? Because in this campaign, we seem to be seeing ethnic blocs, at least on the presidential level, because they all come from different regions and ethnicities of the country. So you could say that we're living in a potentially toxic world in terms of ethno-nationalistic leaders.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the normal thing that happens before. But what is going to shock everyone in 2023 is people are going to be voting for competence.
In spite of the fact that the main candidates, presidential candidates, come from different ethnic groups. You've got Yoruba, you've got Igbo, you've got Hausa, Fulani.
Our generation doesn't believe in that. And you know that. If you look at this generation now, you see a lot of intertribal marriages that has not happened before in the past. So we don't believe in that. What we want is a solution. Whether you are Igbo, whether you are Hausa, whether you are Yoruba, or you are Muslim, or you are a Christian, you know, God has been in existence before the beginning of Christianity or the beginning of Islam. So you can't say, yeah, because we are looking for a Christian person or a Muslim person, this is how we want to go, because somebody must be Hausa. With this generation that we change the narrative of the election in 2023, they are not, focused at discussing.
So in that sense, you don't really have any problem with the Muslim ticket of the APC then?
Before, I used to have a problem with it, but I've come to realize now that what is important to us now is Nigeria. Whoever that will solve the problem and give us what we want. And that is why we cannot even rely on one person. Nigeria, we must change our approach. Before it used to be for a man. And let me use, for example, one of our past presidents that did so well, President Olusegun Obasanjo. The story of President Olusegun Obasanjo was like a miracle. You understand? Someone that never thought that he would become a president, he became a president. If one man can change Nigeria, Obasanjo would have done it. But now, we are still saying we want more. So if we want more, then we need to go for the system, not a person.
But you are a politician and an entrepreneur. How do you think Nigerians can adapt their society in such a way as to form closer communities with people from other ethnic groups and other parts of the country? I mean, that's the central thing that you're talking about, that young people are able to do much more ably than any other sort of demographic. But the fact remains that those divisions are there.
My brother, look at other countries that, you know, are developing, that are moving forward. You know, these, I believe that all sentiments, religion, ethnicity, even political party are mere sentiments that are just pulling us back as a country. God has given us a fantastic country, a country that has the best weather, has a lot of resources, but these resources has failed to translate to result. Why? Because of bad leadership. We don't want to blame anyone. There's no time to blame anymore. What we just see is 2023 is an opportunity for Nigeria. Destiny, opportunity, and time works together. God created a country that should function. It's meant to be one of the best countries in the world because of our resources. The opportunity is in 2023. We have more young people in the world now. So they should give opportunity to young people to develop solutions that will provide them with the possibility of having a pro-youth government that can give them an enabling environment for them to thrive.
Right.
Because of the existence of technology, internet and telephones, an average 18-year-old Nigerian boy is competing directly with another 18-year-old in South Korea or anywhere in the world. So whether we like it or not, that demography must be able to combat what they have now, the technology, everything, to strategy, to develop a solution. This is not the time that young people must work in silos and see some people are Christians or some people are Muslims.
You think the youth vote will be a deciding factor? Definitely,
100%. 100%, I can tell you.
I mean, are they actually going to go out there and vote?
Youth will go out, I can assure you.
Right, and they've got their voter cards and things.
Definitely. I'd say you can see the statistics.
Well, I mean, they're registered.
Yeah, they are registered.
We don't know if they've got their cards and if they'll go out and vote.
This is the time, 2023 is a time that God has prepared for Nigeria to move forward. God has created that opportunity, and that is what you first of all see in the Electoral Act. Somebody like me now would not have had the opportunity to go to a court party and go and sell the product to the people because there won't be time. But because of the new Electoral Act, before, primaries used to be just 2 months after, general election used to be 2 months after primaries. But this time we have 7 months. So if you believe in yourself and you have clear intentions, then you can sell your product to the people. And people will listen to you. So and for me, I see Accord Party as a party, you know, for the youth in Nigeria. Trust me, because I believe that for you to thrive in Nigeria, you must identify your party. But it's not something that you think that will give you results now.
Well, the Labour Party thinks it's the youth party. The YPP thinks it's the youth party.
I can tell you the reason why I can put everybody. Like I said, one political party cannot have the best of the best candidate. We should just say the truth to ourselves. Just look at our core party. If you go to River State, you have Chief Lulu Briggs there. I've known Lulu Briggs. I never even knew that I'll become a politician when I've known him as an entrepreneur, as a philanthropist, as people that have been helping. Bayade Labu was, Chief Bayade Labu was the deputy governor at Central Bank. He's 52 years old. Lulu Briggs is 58. You have another core party governorship candidate in Akwa Ibom, who is Engineer Kofi. Engineer Kofi is, I think, he's 53 years old. You know, these are people that you know that definitely, when they're in the system, they will change the system. But it doesn't mean that we say that here, then it has to be accord from top to bottom. We all know top to bottom is a disaster, and nobody's going to do that.
We've got about a minute and a half or so. I mean, you've talked a lot about your aspirations, your vision. But let's look at your track record, your political track record. In terms of your legislative record as a member of the House of Reps, you are associated with moving a motion, I think, to tackle sexual offences against children in Nigeria, and that eventually led to the government launching a database for sexual offenders in this country. So, commendable work there. Tell us more.
Thank you. Yeah, that's actually one of you know, the great ones that we've done, because we don't pay attention to, rape in Nigeria. And I think if we have sexual offenders register, so anybody that is found in terms wanting for that nefarious activities now can be on record, and that can serve as a deterrent to others. Other notable things, other notable things I've done. I do a lot of infrastructural bills and motion, because in my area where I come from, we have a lot of resources. The Okyogun area, we have the Aduari suspended lake. Aduari suspended lake is the second suspended lake in the whole of the world. The first one is in Colorado in America, generating millions of dollars for the United States government. I have Aduari suspended lake there in the same local government, West anyway. So I moved the motion for that lake to be resuscitated and for government to provide necessary support for it in the next budget, which was passed, and then the resolution was reached for that. Also, I moved the motion for us to
very briefly, because we're almost out of time.
To resuscitate that as Ikere Gorge Dam. Ikere Gorge Dam has the capacity to give power, to give irrigation, even fishing to all the south.
Okay.
And it's been wasting away. The last time the place that place functioned was 1976. So whether we like it or not, now these are very critical, bills and motions for me that I think that I need to move that affect my people, and also many more that I've done. I'm sure if you check my website,
you must come back and talk to us again. I want to thank you very much indeed for coming in today. Shina Peller is a member of the House of Representatives, and he's left the APC and is now a member of the Accord Party. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
That's it for this edition of Arise Prime Time. Join us again tomorrow. From me and the entire team here in Abuja, bye-bye, and thank you for watching.